Hey guys, welcome to our positive yoga practice. So one of the best things that you can do to increase positivity, to increase well-being is to move your body. So today we're just going to do a really nice kind of full movement class. It's super accessible. We're going to start seated. I'm sitting on a block. So if that makes it easier for you to sit on the floor, most people it will. Sit on a block or a cushion. And then cross the legs, shuffle the ankles a little bit away from you. And then come to sit. So get yourself settled, maybe a water bottle, maybe a nice comfy mat, a couple of blocks or a cushion, and I'll meet you here in a second. Amazing, guys. So this yoga class is going to be about 20 minutes long, and you can practice this as much as you want, and hopefully you'll feel really refreshed and ready to take on your day with a bit more positivity. So starting seated, I want you to turn your palms to face up. This is going to open up the shoulders, and it's going to make us really quite welcoming and inviting to the universe, bringing in any opportunities or any experiences that come our way. So palms facing up, and then bring the eyes to close. So just closing the eyes here. Lengthen through the crown of the head, slightly tuck the chin. This is going to elongate the neck. I want you to let your belly go. Don't need to worry about your belly at all. Feel the sit bones grounding into the mat or on the block. And just take note of how you're feeling right now. Take note of the atmosphere of the mind. Is it hectic and chaotic, tumultuous? Is it zipping all over the place? Take note of physical sensations on the body. And just anything that you're kind of holding on to. So perhaps something that's happened so far in your day, or maybe things that are awaiting you. And I want you to just start to unhook, untether yourself from the past and the future. And every time you untether and unhook yourself, just feel yourself becoming a little bit lighter. Feel yourself arriving a little bit more on the mat, a little bit more in this present moment. And then just start to deepen the breath. Don't worry about counting it. Just elongate the inhale and elongate the exhale. And if it feels good, maybe taking a couple of big exhales out of the mouth and just kind of really taking that moment, sending that signal out that you're just letting go of anything that you don't need. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. Let the backs of the hands be heavy. Let the knees be heavy. And just fully arriving into the now. And we're just going to play around with some breath retention. So as we inhale, at the very top, we're just going to hold our breath for a moment. And then we're going to exhale all of that breath out. And I want you to inhale and exhale out of the nose here. So when you're ready, take a nice big inhale. Find the top, and I want you to just hold your breath. And then slowly exhale out of the mouth. Good. We'll do 3 like that out of the mouth. Good, and then do 3 more. And I want you to exhale out of the nose instead of the mouth. And I really want you to embrace the hold in that stillness and that quiet. And try to stay as still and quiet on the retention as you possibly can. So 3 more, but breathing in and out of the nose. At the end of your third, just return to natural inhale and natural exhale. And then just bringing the hands to heart center, palms come to touch, and just bow your head towards the fingers. So your fingertips might touch your nose, they might touch the brow. And just stay with some nice long breaths here. Tapping into how you're feeling. And I want you to set an intention for this morning's practice. It may be to fill your day with light and positivity. It may be to let go of negative narratives, maybe something quite specific to you. Just start to settle your mind on an intention. It could be one of your affirmations as well. And then just slowly repeat this affirmation, this intention to yourself 3 times in your mind. And then just start to gently flutter the eyes open, looking down, seeing the fingertips, the hands, and then lifting the head. Good. You're going to take your left hand onto the floor, send your right arm straight out to the side, turn the palm to face up, and just gently start to reach over. Now you can look up in this sort of uplifting position of the chest and the head. If that's too intense on the neck, just let the face kind of drop down towards the floor. Inhale, find length, and exhale, see if you can really lengthen out the right side of the body, reaching as high as you can. Nice. Gazing down to that left knee, you're going to take your right hand onto your left knee, spinning your left hand behind you. Inhale, find length through the torso, and then exhale, start to spin towards the left. So we're wringing out the spine, we're juicing up the vertebrae. We move our spine, we release something called synovial fluid. This is essentially the WD-40 of the spine. This is going to help us move with ease. It's going to make our spine happy and therefore the rest of us happy throughout the day. Good. Inhale back to center. Let's take our hands high to the sky. Once the palms come to touch, remind yourself of that intention. And then bring the hands all the way back down, following the fingertips with the gaze. Lifting the gaze and taking your right hand down to the floor. Left hand comes up to the sky, turning the palm to face the same direction as that right hand. And then start to reach. Inhaling, finding length. Exhaling, taking it a bit further. Now, if you want, again, you can look up to that top hand. But if that feels too intense on the neck, just let the face kind of drop towards the floor. Stay with the breath. Then looking to that right knee, left hand is going to come onto that knee, spinning those right fingers behind you. Inhale, find length. Exhale, let's start to wring out our spine, turning our chest towards the right. Staying with the breath here. Every time you inhale, elongate the spine. Every time you exhale, try to spin a little bit more. Good. Slowly spin back to center. Hands come high above the head. One more time, taking that intention with you. Bringing the hands all the way down to heart center, following the fingertips with the gaze. Looking up. Good. From here, guys, you're going to pull yourself up and over your knees, and we're going to come into tabletop position. So if, like me, you're using a block, just take it in front of you. Tabletop position, we want the hands directly under the shoulders, the knees directly under those hips. And we're just going to start to take some circles with our shoulders around those wrists. Just warming up into the wrists. Also getting a nice warm up in our hips as we move around in these circles. And then take it the other direction. Just feeling into the joints, into the body. Nice. Okay, bringing yourself back to center. If the knees have gone a little bit wide, bring them back in. And then start to let your belly drop. Sit bones are going to naturally rise. Look forwards, but not up. And pull your heart through the gateway of the arms. Really feel this lovely stretch on the underside of the body, so the belly. And then I'm going to want you to start to draw the belly button in. Tailbone dials down, crown of the head dials down. Push into the hands. Really stretch the back side of the body. Good. Let's start to move with the breath. Inhaling, coming all the way through into cow pose. And then exhaling all the way into cat pose. Good. Moving through cat-cow. Inhale, the chest is shining forwards, tailbone gliding up. Exhale, tailbone and head down as you draw the belly button up into the spine. Nice. Continue to move like this, finding that activation. Again, we're moving through those vertebrae. We're undulating the spine. Keep those fingers spread wide. Make sure you're pressing through every part of the hand, not just dumping into the heels of the hands. Good. Coming all the way into tabletop. Now, what I want you to make sure you're not doing here is collapsing the belly and the lower back. So draw the belly slightly in and imagine that you're carrying a cup of tea on your lower back. From here, tuck your toes, keep the gaze down, and you're just going to hover your knees about an inch off the floor. We're going to hold for 5, 4, make sure you're breathing, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, keep the toes tucked, sink the bum towards the heels, stretching through those toes. Nice. Pull yourself back up, keep those toes tucked. Make sure that cup of tea isn't going to spill. Lift the knees. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those knees, settle those hips back, breathe, pressing into those hands. Really waking up the toes and the soles and balls of the feet. Back into tabletop. Engage the belly, cup of tea on the lower back. Let's lift. Can we hold for 10, 9, 8. Make sure you're breathing. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop the knees. Untuck the toes this time. And let's sink back into child's pose. So if it feels good, let the head come onto the floor. If you need a block, feel free to grab it. You can let the elbows drop or you can keep the elbows lifted, nice and active. Let your belly come between the thighs, breathing deeply. Good. Okay, we're going to use the breath here. So keep the hands where they are. We need to inhale up into tabletop. We're going to exhale, start to drop our hips towards the mat. And then you're going to inhale, keep the arms straight, pull the heart forwards, lift the chest, lift the gaze. As you exhale, draw the belly button in and push yourself back into child's pose. So we're going to flow like this for 5. Inhaling up into tabletop. Exhaling, hips drop, opening up the spine. Inhaling, heart forwards, lifting the gaze. Exhale, draw the belly button in, push yourself into tabletop. 4 more like this. Inhaling up into tabletop. Exhaling, slowly dropping down. Inhaling, finding that length, giving vertebrae space. Exhaling back to tabletop. So 3 more, use your own breath. Last one here. Pushing back into child's pose. Take 1 big breath through the nose. And then open the mouth and just let it go. Good. We're going to pull ourselves back up into tabletop. You're going to need to knock the knees in. Make sure those hands are underneath the shoulders. Nice. From here, you're going to keep your right hand where it is. We're going to lift our left hand up to the sky. Look up to that thumb if you can. And as you exhale, you're going to thread that arm under and take the ear onto the floor. I'm just going to move my mic out of the way. So ear comes onto the floor. And then start to walk that right hand forward. So bum is going straight up to the sky. Then from here, see if you can bring that right hand up to the sky, turn palm away and wrap it around the waist. So we're gonna have a little play with balance. You can stay where you are, or you're gonna tuck your right toe and drag that right toe behind you. Good. From here, you might start to play around. I'm going through the plant right now, lifting that right leg. Now, key to not flopping out of this balance is to make sure that you keep your gaze on one thing. Don't worry if you roly-poly out of it. Good. With control without rolling out. Bring that knee back down. Unravel right hand, take it onto the floor by the face, push the floor away, and send that left arm back up to the sky. Nice. Bringing that hand down. I'm just going to switch sides. You stay where you are. So we're going to do the same on the other side. So this time right hand stays put. Left hand stays put. Right hand comes high. Reach, 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 reach. And then thread the arm under. So right ear and right shoulder on the mat. Walk that left hand forwards. Feel that lovely stretch. And then bring that hand up to the sky. Wrap it around you. Good. Now either staying here, or if you want to play with the balance, tuck the toe. I always think that kind of playing around with things and challenging ourselves is a great way to make us happy, make us laugh. Stumbling is totally fine. If you want to challenge yourself, lifting left foot off the floor. Again, keep the gaze on one thing. This will help with balance. Nice. With control, bring that knee back down. Unravel left hand onto the mat. Send that right hand all the way back up to the sky. And then bring that hand down to the floor. Good. Crossing those ankles. You're going to bring your bum back onto the floor. I'll just put my mic back on. Right, from here, you're going to take your left leg out in front of you and bring your right foot into your thigh. So left leg out in front of you, right leg into your thigh. Turn your torso so that your chest is facing that left leg. Bring your hands onto your thigh just in front of your knee. Then from here, take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to hinge forwards from the hips. Chest, you want to be imagining that it's coming over the knee rather than rounding the back here. So nice and long. Flex the left toes towards the face, and if the hands can walk forwards, go for it. If you can reach the foot, awesome. Just make sure that you're not totally rounding the back to get there. Inhale here. Exhale a little bit further. Close the eyes. Just taking some nice deep breaths. Finding that stretch in the hamstring. Lengthen from the tailbone to the crown of the head. You want to be always thinking about creating space in the spine. Good. And then you're going to start to rise. I want you to point your left toe. Right hand's going to come behind you. You're going to start to sweep your left hand up to the sky, left foot onto the floor, half wild thing. Let the head be heavy, stretching that arm. And then slowly bring that bum back down. Good. Switching the legs. So this time that right foot comes forwards. I'll just turn around so you can see what I'm doing. So right foot comes forwards, left foot into that thigh. Turn your whole torso so that you're facing that leg, grabbing just above the knee. Square, lengthen from the crown of the head, then start to hinge from those hips. Flex that foot, you're gonna get more of a stretch. Then maybe walking those hands forwards. Don't worry about the foot. It's great if you can get the foot, but it's not a big deal if you can't. Inhale, find length. Exhale, try to come a little bit more. Breathe deeply. Good. You're going to start to point that right toe. Your left hand comes onto the floor, right hand lifts, reaching high. Let your ears soften to your shoulder, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then slowly swoop the bum onto the mat. Good. Alrighty, coming into butterfly pose. So in butterfly pose, the feet are together and you're trying to bring the heels as close to the bum as you can. If when you bring the heels in, you feel like you're doing this, like you're rolling backwards, grab that block and take it under the bum. This will help to lift your pelvis so you can come forwards in the pelvis rather than behind you. So either grabbing the feet or the ankles, whatever you can get. Elbows come into the thighs. Again, lengthen the spine. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale here, and as you exhale, just focus on trying to get those knees closer to the floor. Inhale, find length. Exhale a little bit more. Five more breaths here. Focusing on slowing the breath back down. Finding that space, this whole idea of being open. If you feel like your upper back is rounding, try to draw the shoulder blades a little bit closer towards each other. Nice. Rising back up, we're going to take our feet in front of us, soles of the feet still together. And then from here, thread your arms underneath your shins. Start to round the head down towards the feet. Let the head be super heavy. And just totally collapse here. Now, if you want a little bit more, you can actually pull on those legs to try to get the head closer, or you can just be super passive. And again, just focusing on 5 breaths here. Nice wide diamond shape with the legs. And soften the grip on the feet, slowly rise up, drawing the navel in. Cross the legs. Take your hands behind you, fingertips facing the bum. Start to push the floor away, squeeze the collarbones away from each other, squeeze the backs of the shoulders towards each other, lift the sternum, maybe the chin comes high. Just opening up the heart, opening up the chest. Nice, and then slowly bring the chin back. Coming into a seated position, letting the hands rest on the knees, closing the eyes again. Taking a couple of exhales out of the mouth, maybe finding that retention at the top again. And the next time that you inhale, bring those hands high above the head. And as the palms come to touch, find that intention again. Slowly start to bring the thumbs to heart center. Bow the chin towards the fingers. And just again, repeat that positive intention 3 times in your mind. And then just flutter the eyes open. Soft gaze. Slowly bringing the head up. Well done, everybody. I hope you carry positivity and kindness and action through the rest of your day. Namaste. Well done. If you have any questions about today's practice at all, please let me know in the Facebook group. Let me know if you feel a little bit more positive or if there were any challenges, and I will see you in the Facebook group later today.